speaking of low-ranking movies, we've got my pick this week, that being the 2008 film Twilight. Maybe commonly confused with the 2000 film Requiem for a Dream, but not this time.
What?
This is the story of Bella Thorne or some shit. I forget what her name is. She moves out to bumfuck nowhere, and a vampire immediately starts stalking her. But she's a woman, and he's hot, so she's super into it, and hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So Forks High School was not made up for the film, and in fact the high school lent them tons of school gear for the crew to use and shit.
Dude, yeah, I knew that.
That's a kind of whatever fun fact, I suppose. Blake, where are you putting this movie?
I'd give it a C+ on a good day.
There you go. And
Solid.
today's a good day. Dylan, what are you giving it?
Personally, I gave this movie a C-.
Okay. Tanner, how about yourself?
I am also sitting at a C+.
All right, and Jackson, round us out here.
I'm at a flat D.
Yeah.
And I'm at a D+.
Okay. Dude, fun fact for me, every time I drive through Forks on my way up through Washington, I always tell the person I'm driving with, dude, this is the place where they filmed Twilight. And every time I get, whoa, really? And I'm like, yeah.
They only filmed a high school there. The rest of it was in St. Helens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this movie's fucking bad. It's kind of pushing so bad it's good for me.
It is, yes.
It is so profoundly awkward throughout the entire runtime, and there's just absurdity in here. Yeah. Why the fuck do they start playing baseball in at 2:30? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, man. They're trying to show that vampire families can be normal.
It's just so funny. Like, it's like the fucking, him grabbing her and then climbing up a fucking tree, or just all the scenes of him just moving at, lightning speed are hilarious. Like, it's just all the super awkward dialogue. It's just fucking hilarious. But it's funny because it's really bad.
It's kind of that shit that, keeps you watching, and not just, getting up and looking at your phone or whatever.
And unfortunately, I find this movie pretty offensive too, just because it's just so fucking stupid that I'm not going to give it points for being funny. I'm just going to give it points for being bad, because it's really bad. Genuinely, I think that Nim's Island's a better, well-constructed movie than this. This is a fucking bad story, adapted very poorly for me.
The script and the acting, I feel, just was not there. I agree with the awkwardness. The lines were not delivered the way they should have been. I don't like the lighting in this movie. The lighting in this movie is so goddamn poor. And just the character interactions are bad and just not well played out. I like how, I mean this not, oh no, I'm not, whatever, I don't mean this literally. I don't like how they introduce at some point, oh, by the way, this is why I don't go in the sun. She's like, oh, you'll die, because, stereotypical vampire, but no, he fucking sparkles. And then he's like, yeah, this is why we don't go out during the day. Yet, I think not even 5 to 10 minutes later, we see him in the daylight at the school. What the fuck?
Yeah, I actually remember hearing about the sparkly thing before, but I didn't know what they were talking about. But then actually seeing this movie, I was like, yeah, that's fucking retarded. What the hell is even that?
It is stupid, but it doesn't look bad, surprisingly. I'm gonna say it. It doesn't look bad, surprisingly. They at least get, they get it okay.
It's conceptually stupid is the problem.
No, I agree.
I feel like you can really tell that the woman who wrote the book insisted on being the writer for the movie, and she really made almost no effort to change the dialogue from what works in a book to what works in a movie.
Dude, fun fact, the script for this movie is just the characters reading from the book.
That'd be pretty funny.
I mean, you can tell.
That would be funny.
I want more explanation as to why being a vampire is so bad to this family, because if they can just survive off of animal blood, it doesn't really feel like they have, I guess the one downside would be that they have to, restrain themselves from fucking eating humans because it's really tempting, and also they can't really be seen in certain circumstances, but even then they can get around it. They can be around humans and live, a relatively normal life, except they never age. It just sounds like nothing but a positive. Yeah. And yet Edward is so vehement about her not becoming a monster like him, even though they found a way of avoiding being a monster because they don't have to eat humans anymore. So like I really just don't see what he's so fucked up about it, to the point that like
thing is that he's waiting until she
him.
turns 18, so then it doesn't look very problematic for him.
Exactly. But like he even risks killing her by him not having self-control to stop her from turning into a vampire. It just I don't know. It's like there's something missing. I'm hoping that the sequels maybe address more of it, but like I just don't understand because she's so into it too. Like, why not just let her?
Yeah, that's the weird
she is
part.
So fucking horny for him, just like from the onset. She is just like making so many like ooh faces at him and like biting her lower lip and shit. Like you guys are talking about the dialogue, which is fucking weird. Like they have a straight up like fucking prequel line in here where it's like, I don't like cold wet things or whatever the fuck. But like also just like their facial expressions and like little movements that the characters do are just bizarre.
They don't act like humans, dude. They don't act. I mean, granted, I guess Edward has a pass because he's not a fucking human. But like everyone else is just so weird in this movie. It's just so weird.
Yeah, I was gonna to answer your question, Jackson. I think it's really just supposed to be. We, the audience, are supposed to believe they're exerting this enormous amount of self-control all the time, and it's super difficult, but the movie doesn't communicate that.
Yeah, we don't see it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember her mentioning this one part. I think it's when she's confronting him about being a vampire, and she's like, "That's why you sometimes talk old-timey."
Yes,
I'm like, when did he ever do that?
He doesn't talk.
He literally never does.
Yeah, I also wrote that down because I was like, what the fuck is she talking about right now? There's like a single line where he's talking about like their graduation caps and he refers to them as something weird, where I had to look up what the fuck he was talking about. That was the only time throughout this entire film where he seemed to talk in an old-timey manner.
Yeah. Guys, what did you think about just like the entire ending conflict that was like just thrown in at the last like half an hour? What do you guys think about that?
The part where like his siblings just like dismember the body and burn it in the background was like dramatic.
So fucking funny.
It was awesome.
I love too that they set up these three guys throughout the entire movie, and then one of them just says, "Yeah, shit, man, I'm out. That guy's fucking crazy." And then they have, of course, the twins that are not the twins, but like the lovers that are into each other. And then the girl just fucks off too. So it's just the one dude, and they do some crazy, wacky shit. Like they go all across the country to fucking evade this guy, and then they still fumble it somehow.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's just
and they go across the country
man.
like it's nothing too. It's like we see a scene of them driving, and it's like, okay, they're in Arizona.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the most compelling part about the movie for me was just the fact that, like, one, I think it's crazy that Edward puts the whole vampire family in the situation in the first place, because we immediately see the consequences of actions doing that by, you know, potentially fucking over some other, like, random family because of it and putting them at risk. And I thought it was compelling to see that they could actually use, you know, the mom or her dad as bait, and, you know, that could be interesting, but just like nothing happens at all because of it. Like even the mom, like nothing of consequence happens at all because of it, and it's just really disappointing. It was like literally the only thing I could have seen as like interesting in this final conflict at all, and it's just completely unavoided, and it's just kind of lame.
Yeah, I will say, and maybe I sound crazy given the conversation we just had, I think, for me personally, my enjoyment of the film massively improves in the second half after we, like, finally reveal he actually is a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, my only, like, problems, not only, hold on, I misspoke there. My problems with this movie, in addition to what we've talked about, is when Jackson was talking about the movement, it is very funny just seeing them basically, like, you don't see it, but you know he's attached to a fucking wire and they're just ziplining him around everywhere, which is very funny to see.
That first time we see him run, it's almost as bad as Superman.
He's like not touching the ground.
Yeah.
Also,
well, so like the first time we see him like run with Belle on his back, I believe that what they did is they just like set up some like fucking sort of like those moving platforms like you see in the airport or whatever to like make him move faster is what they did.
That'd be
there.
really funny if that's true.
That would have been
that's why I
more
was told that,
realistic
but
than
I didn't
the
fact
zip
check
line.
it.
But I also just agree with the fact is like, why is she so chill? Like, she doesn't even have a freak out moment when she finds out he's a vampire. She's like super into it for literally zero reason. We kind of touched on it, but it's just like, you know, in any other sane movie, once somebody finds out somebody's a mythological creature or otherwise, there's at least a little bit of moment of freak out. But no, she's like, dude, I love that you're a vampire. I want to be a vampire too. Can I be with you? Can I, like, she's all about it. It's so
Have you considered that Robert Pattinson is really hot?
He looks really weird in this movie, but he did save her multiple times prior to that.
True.
Yeah. One other positive I'll give this movie is, like, given what I had just kind of culturally osmosised about this series prior to seeing it, I was surprised at how much, like, actual unique vampire lore there is in this film. I thought, like, I guess I just kind of assumed the vampires were the most bare bones thing imaginable for the Twilight series, but they actually have a couple things, and it's not all really stupid stuff like they shimmer.
Yeah, he didn't even need to ask her to come into her home. He can just, like, go in there and watch her while she sleeps.
It's very funny that reveal is that he actually was, in fact, like, in her room just stalking her, and she wasn't tripping. Very silly. This movie's so
Does
fucking
anyone
stupid.
ever ask why he's so into her?
Dude, because she smells so good and so yummy.
Well, and she's mysterious to him. She's the only person whose mind he can't read.
Yeah.
Right.
Something
Why do they all have, like, random fucking anime shonen powers as well? What's up with that shit? They're vampires.
I guess
like
that
stuff.
a lot of vampires will just, like, have their own unique traits. Like, I think, you know, spoiler, Bella eventually turns into a vampire and she develops, like, something where it's like she has a shield around her brain that she can extend.
What?
Huh.
Yeah,
What?
that's, like, why
That's
why he can't read her mind, is because she has a natural shield around her brain.
What the fuck does
Very
that
curious.
I love and support this series. It's beautiful.
That's interesting. Blake, you have not said much in this review so far. What are your thoughts on Twilight?
No, I feel like I understand why, like, maybe, like, a lot of teenage girls like this shit, and, like, I also feel like I understand why, like, most other people just kind of, like, rip on it. I don't know, I feel like generally, like, it's just kind of a ridiculous movie, and, like, that alone makes it kind of funny. Like, I mean, it kind of, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's boring. Like, I'll give it that at least.
Dude, you and I were having a ball watching this shit. This was easily the most entertaining movie, I think, for the three of us, just sitting down there and riffing on it basically the entire time.
It's just, you know, it's kind of fun to make fun of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very funny.
Yeah, I will say, I watched it with my girlfriend. My girlfriend, for the record, is a insane Twilight fan. Just
Don't show her this review.
Yeah. And so she was really watching it for most of the movie, and she was cracking up because I was, especially during the first half where the dialogue is like that, mouth agape, staring at the screen in pure awe of what they were doing up there.
Dude, if you could guess what rank she would give this movie, do you think you'd be able to surmise that given the scenario?
Now, she has said that she acknowledges that this one isn't very good, and that the series supposedly gets much better, especially once they bring on actual movie script writers. I think she's I'd assume she probably still puts it around a B, although she might be down to a B-.
Okay.
I like you having so much faith in her. It's a beautiful thing.
I anticipate the movie where it's basically just Captain America Civil War. I think that one will be a really fun one for us to watch.
I think that's the second one, maybe.
I don't think
I will
that's
say,
true.
I have one good thing that I thought about this movie while I was watching it, okay? It was actually during the baseball scene, okay? Believe it or not. So, you know, like when they confront like the rival vampires or whatever, that was fucking funny. Just like them hissing at each other. Ridiculous. But when they were actually playing baseball, they do this thing, okay? You know, they can only play baseball during like a thunderstorm because, like, you know, they crack the bat. It's so loud that they got to cover it up with thunder, okay? And it's like that as a premise is like, that's so stupid. How do they know when the thunder's gonna boom? Well, it's because their pitcher.
It's just that
the pitcher, Tanner. The pitcher is the girl who can see the future a little bit. So she's able to fucking know exactly when to throw it, and it fucking hits it. You know, they don't spell it out for you, and I thought that part was nice at least.
I just kind of assumed that part is that whenever it hits, people just assume it's thunder. I didn't even take into account that she's... Plus,
No,
like, she can
if
only
you
vaguely
notice,
see the
if you
future.
notice, every time it fucking like hit it, it's the thunder.
I feel like I saw one time where that wasn't the case, but, you know, maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's surprising that the entire family is so chill just to take her in immediately. And then also, like, why the fuck did they invite her to watch them play baseball? That's so funny to me.
I guess it's because the girl who can see the future was like, don't worry, guys, it'll be fine.
She can only vaguely see the future. I just want to point that out here.
Yeah, but she can see it enough.
Clearly
guys.
not.
I did, in fact, just text my girlfriend to see what she would rank Twilight. And she said, ugh, a C.
Based.
Let's
There's
fucking
faith.
go.
Holy shit.
But then she said a high C, which I don't know if
Let's
she
just say
means
C+.
C plus by that or just maybe.
Does she
Who knows?
understand what our ranking system is?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I hope she does.
I don't know how much she
It'd be
watches.
crazy if I've been watching all of the movies with her for the past 2 years, and she doesn't know how the rankings work.
Yeah.
Speaking of ranking,
I should probably just get her rank from her every week. I might as well.
Sounds kind of funny. Why not? You know,
We can then get the opinion. I mean, obviously it won't count towards anything, but then we can incorporate the black woman ranking every week.
There we go.
Wait, does that mean I have a black guy ranking? Is that how this works?
no.
God damn
You're
it.
functionally white, buddy.
I am functionally white, you're right.
The half side really took over that portion of
Okay,
it.
hold on, Jackson, that's a little too far. I need some reparations for that statement.
Guys, I'm staking out a flat D. This movie kind of blows, but it's funny. I'd watch it again, honestly. I'd watch it again. It's fucking.
I would not.
It's so stupid that I could see myself watching it again. I'm curious where the series goes, even 4D.
If you ask me, like, would I rather watch Twilight or Smokey and the Bandit, it might be a harder call than you'd expect.
That's kind of
Crazy.
I'm sticking a D+.
I'm unsurprisingly sticking at a C-.
I'm giving it a C.
I just scrolled down to the flat C to see what I have in there. I don't think I can put Twilight in with some of these. So I'm gonna stick at my C+.
And it lands at a C- overall. Honestly, higher than I expected it to land, but here we
That's
are.
about where I expected
I
it.
agree.